All right, so this is a video on the how I've set up the Caswell anodizing anodizer. All right, so what Caswell will give you is a is a is a tank. All right, and the tank will come with a lid if you purchase it as well. Now I've added this hinge function on the back, and that reduces how much, placing. It gives a spot for the lid to live without having to place it to the side to, on top of another tank. All right. What you're going to also get are some mist, anti-mist, anti-splash balls. I think they're some sort of plastic that doesn't react with the sulfuric acid that's in the bath. All right, so you're also going to get some lead plates that I've just basically kind of curled around the edge of the tank to hold it in place, and so you get two of these lead plates. All right, I cut a strip off of one side, and I've kind of folded it over there for electrical connection. And I'm going to go around to the back side of the tank so you can see that as well. So that's what you'll get. It doesn't come with any sulfuric acid, or at least when we purchased it, it didn't. So we bought sulfuric acid. I believe we bought 35%. All right, and weight per weight concentration, and I've reduced it to 10%. Right, so I added it with water, and then I used a hydrometer to measure, I think, around 1.1, a specific gravity of 1.1. So I added it with water, and then I added the sulfuric acid to the water. All right, and so that's something that you'll need to review, before you set it up. So make sure you review and you understand the chemistry behind that. And so, anyway, I've also added these copper bars here. So this copper bar and this copper bar, they're electrically connected. Not only with the copper bar with the parts hanging in down below, but with down below here, they're electrically connected. So I have a screw coming up into a thread into the copper bar, and that screw is then connected to this pigtail 14 gauge wire, electrical wire, and that's I have a wire nut connecting it to the other side. So again, I have a screw kind of connecting to the bottom through the tank and then into the copper bar on either side. So that's happening there and there. You get kind of this clean look of, you just see a copper bar on the inside of the tank. All right, this copper bar has two slots in it, so I can put two sets of parts in here, and yeah, so it kind of stops the, locates where these parts should go, and gives a good electrical connection as well. This copper bar, how it's designed, I have, for my parts, I have 5-inch spacing here between my parts. Seems to be working for me. And then I have titanium welding rod that I've bent to hook onto my parts. All right, and then I just have a screw, a threaded rod, or a threaded hole, and the screw tightens down onto the part there. Okay, so right now I have a steel screw in here. I may change that because it seems to be rusting with the rinse water, and some of that rust is from the steel is dripping onto the part. So I think eventually I'm going to need to change that. Maybe I can find copper screws or maybe aluminum screws would work as well, or possibly even stainless. I'm not sure. I'll have to experiment. But this black oxide steel is rusting, so not really a fan of that. Over time, I saw these lead plates shifting, so I put screws on either side to stop it from actually coming in contact with the copper bars. So I didn't want that to happen because that would just short out the system. That wouldn't really work. I am anodizing right now. I'm anodizing some parts here. You can tell that it's anodizing because you should see some bubbles coming off of the parts, and also some bubbles coming off of the aluminum plate. All right, and then you get this power supply as well from Caswell, and you can set either constant current or constant voltage. All right, I've set it to constant voltage because I want the current to fluctuate with the size of the part that goes in there. So with 15 volts, setting it to 15 volts, I get roughly 4.5 amps per square feet of aluminum material, of the surface of the part. So that's how that works. Okay, I'm going to go around to the other side to show you how the electrical hooks up to the power supply. All right, so this is the back side of the power supply. I have a positive black wire going to the copper bars, and you can see how it's in parallel. There's a copper bar in the back and a copper bar in the front of the tank, and those are hooked up in parallel. And that is done with the black wire there. And then I have a neutral wire connected to the white wire there. So my neutral wire is going to the lead plates, and I have a pigtail on that lead plate to the wire nut, the larger red wire nut with 3 white wires, and then I have another pigtail coming to this this plate here. So the plates are in parallel as well. And so you want the high voltage, or it's not very high voltage, it's only 15 volts, but you want the positive voltage to be on the copper bar, and the negative voltage or neutral voltage, 0 voltage, to the lead plates. And so that's why it's called anodizing. You get the anode is the parts, and it's passing electricity to the cathode, which is the lead plate, which is negative with respect to the anode. So that's called the cathode. All right, so that's how I've set up the Caswell anodizing tank. Thanks for watching.